Greetings from Jacksonville, Arkansas. Today is Friday, February the 21st, 2025. Y'all almost stumbled there. I just had to think. Time is going by super fast. The time is approximately 8 o'clock p.m. You all, I'm going to turn this off. I just turned it on for illustration. What I want to show you all is this is going to be a tip on how to take out the extra blood from the chicken before you fry it. Okay, so here I have some drumsticks, some chicken legs that were frozen in the freezer. And what I did was I put them in the water to speed up the thawing process. I put them in water, seasoned water with some garlic. Don't worry about the stuff that's floating around that's going to be drained off. I put the chicken legs in the water with some garlic, minced garlic. Yeah, I put some of this in there. This is the minced garlic extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so I also added to the water some chicken bouillon. And I add a little bit of the minced onion, the minced garlic, and a little bit of Maggi chicken bouillon. I have turned the fire off on this, and I'm going to drain the water. Here I have some cooking oil that is heating up here in the skillet. I might add some more oil to it. Let me get the vegetable oil. So I have here some vegetable oil. You can use shortening, canola oil, peanut oil, soybean oil. But here, this is what I have. I'm going to add a little bit more of this vegetable oil here to the skillet. Just kind of bring the grease level up. And while this is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and pour off the chicken. Now, I'm going to pour off the water from the chicken drumsticks. This has cooled down. It's still slightly warm, but y'all, in order to stop the chicken from bleeding profusely, you know how you season up chicken to fry it, especially chicken legs, the bigger pieces? When you fry the chicken leg, blood will come out of them. In order to minimize the amount of blood, red blood that comes out of the chicken, my tip is to put the chicken in water like I just showed you with some seasoning of your choice. It doesn't have to be bouillon. It can be just regular salt or seasoning salt, a little onion and garlic, and bring it to a boil for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes and turn it off, okay? And let it sit until it can, like cool off. So let's go ahead without delay. Let's go ahead and drain this water in the sink. So all that water that I slightly boiled the chicken in. Now, you don't want this chicken to cook all the way. Do not allow your chicken to boil all the way. This chicken is not done. Okay, this chicken, let me repeat, this chicken is not done. The ideal is to let it boil to get, you see that stuff right there? That's the blood. You see that? You see how that's coming out of the water? Those brown red particles, let me bring the camera lens in closer. That is the blood that has boiled out of these chickens right here. That is the blood. So we're going to get all of that washed out. And so I just want to show you all, because I know I have chicken videos of me frying chicken, and you've seen the blood gore come out of it. And then I remember, hey, let me just go back to the way I used to do it, where I, start the boiling process, but not allow the chicken to boil all the way. I don't let it cook all the way. Just enough to get the blood to pull forward in the chicken. You see that? That's like that brown part right there. There's like blood spat. And you just want to rinse that off. You're going to rinse that off. This is to minimize. And that right there is a bone too, by the way. So you just want to minimize the blood from coming out of the chicken. Do not boil this chicken all the way unless you want to eat boiled chicken. So we're having fried chicken. So let's go ahead and just toss her in the sink. And we're going to rinse her. I'm going to set this pot. It doesn't take long for this stuff to cook. Look, this was trying to stick here in the bottom of the pan. So I'm just going to set this to the side and I'll get that cleaned out. But what we're going to do is we're going to rinse this chicken. I know you may think that I'm rinsing off the seasoning. I'm not. I'm getting ready to actually season this with seasoning salt the way that I normally would do it. Alright, and then right here, you see there's some dark coloration. This is not a grade A chicken. I mean, it's very difficult to find grade A chicken. Sanderson Farm and Purdue will be your best bet if the chicken is fresh, you know. Okay, I have Creole seasoning. I also have some Lawry seasoning salt here. And I have, let's see, that's just a Morton's right there. Let me put this back up here. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to use this one, Tony's Creole seasoning. You can use either, whatever seasoning salt. If you don't have seasoning salt, use salt and black pepper or red pepper, chili powder, or whatever you have. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some seasoning salt over this boiled chicken. It's slightly boiled. It's partially boiled. Y'all, this seasoning really makes me sneeze and even cough a bit. The seasoning salt. So you just want to, I believe I flipped it over already. So, well, I flip that one over. I want to make sure that each side is seasoned. Okay, and I believe these are seasoned on both sides here. And so without further ado, once both sides is seasoned well, and then of course my flour contains seasoning. I'm about to cough again. Hey you all, here in this bag, it contains a mixture of flour that I have put seasoning in. And the seasoning in this bag that I'll be shaking the chicken up in, it contains Lawry seasoning salt or Creole seasoning salt. It also contains a little bit of Italian seasoning. This is optional. I believe I put in a little bit of red pepper flakes. You don't have to do that. I've added a little bit of baking powder. And I added a little bit of Her Club cornstarch. You see the cornstarch? About a tablespoon of that. That's optional. Then here I have the baking powder. I put a little bit of that in there. You don't have to put baking powder in it. I mean, if you use self-rising flour, that contains baking powder. But I just did it to enhance the cooking process here. And that's pretty much what I have in it. And I may have some black pepper in the flour batter. So without hesitation, y'all, because believe me, this stuff makes me cough, it makes me sneeze. So I'm going to bring in the camera lens so you can see that each piece of chicken is coated very well here. And so I'm going to just take, pick up a piece of chicken here, and I'm going to put it inside of the bag right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to put all of them in here and I'm going to give it a shake. And then we're going to go ahead and without hesitation and put them on, drop the chicken. We're going to put all the chicken inside of the bag of flour. Okay, so I just want you all to see this, what I'm doing here. And take the chicken, pick it up, put it inside of the bag that contains seasoned flour. Let's put that back in the cabinet. All right, so I want to pick up this chicken. I believe I have 5 pieces today. And then, last but not least, see that seasoned very well with that Creole seasoning. I guess that side could have took a little bit more seasoning, but whatever it didn't get, the flour is definitely seasoned. So what I'm going to do now is shake this up very well. Just one moment. Get all that seasoning salt out of there. I'll clean it up a little bit better, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a sink of rinse. I love the smell of that Fabuloso. This Fabuloso Ajax here. Okay, so although I did boil it with some minced garlic and onion, you know, we want to season the cooking oil. So I have here a piece of onion. I'm going to cut off some more onion and put it inside of the cooking oil while we fry the chicken to season the oil so it can taste, so the overall dish can taste better. So the chicken will be seasoned throughout until the bone. Okay, so I have here, I thought I cut off more than this. Where's the other piece of onion? Okay, so I have roughly cut off some onion here. I'm just going to pull this off. And again, we want to season the cooking oil with this onion right here. Of course, I'm going to put this back in the fridge here. So I have here quite a bit of onion here that I've cut. And so you want to just drop that in the cooking oil, just like that. So this grease is ready. And so not only do the onion create a nice aroma, but it also helps the cooking oil to taste better. I have shook up the chicken inside of this bag here of seasoned flour with cornstarch, and also added a little bit of cornmeal. I'll show you exactly. There's another ingredient. I added just a little bit of cornmeal as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and put all of those pieces in. Be careful, you guys. The stuff is hot. That's 2 pieces. And 3. I believe I said I have 5 here, so. Okay, and I believe I have 1 more inside of this bag of seasoned flour. I want to just try to shake this excess flour off. Look at how well it clings here. So I'm just going to lay this one back here. There. So while this chicken is frying, it's going to, and you all, when you fry chicken this way, where you have let it boil for less than 40 minutes and then turn it off, not only are you're not going to see any blood come out of this chicken, because it has already been boiled and the blood has been transformed and modified from its original state, so it has already turned brown. When you fry this, it's going to take a little less time for it to get done, and it's going to have an overall better appearance. Y'all, also in the seasoned flour mix, I added about 3 tablespoons of cornmeal. Now typically you use this stuff to make cornbread, right? Or hush puppies, or maybe your own homemade batter for frying fish and things of that nature. I mean, it's very diverse as to how you use this cornmeal, but I put 3 tablespoons of this cornmeal in the flour mixture. This is the Martha White self-rising cornmeal mix, and yeah, I did put that in there. It's not required. Normally people just fry their chicken with regular flour. Also, this was the main ingredient, which is the all-purpose flour, enriched flour. So I used this to create a coating for the chicken, and I did add the cornmeal once again. So I used both of these, all-purpose flour and self-rising Martha White cornmeal. And also in the flour, along with the flour and cornmeal, I'm just recapping, I put in 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. You can use any cornstarch, it doesn't have to be Earth Club. And also cornstarch is optional. And I did put in some baking powder. If you have self-rising flour, you don't need any baking powder. And baking powder is optional. I just want to share with you all what I put in the flour. And then I have another secret ingredient that I added to the flour that I won't tell anyone. And I did put in, since I was looking for my poultry seasoning, I've got to organize my cabinet. Poultry seasoning is very similar to sage. So since I didn't have any poultry seasoning, I did sprinkle a little bit of the Italian seasoning in the flour to kind of give it that authentic taste that you will find similar to the original KFC batter. But it's not going to be anything like that. This is on another level of chicken, a fried chicken rather. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, the chicken. And as with any fried chicken, even though I partially boiled this chicken is still raw. It's not done yet, even if it appear to be brown. So you want to allow at least 15 minutes of cooking time on each side. I'm going to let it cook a little bit for about 10 minutes. And then we'll be right back, and then I'll flip it over again. Y'all, this chicken, if you don't want any blood to come out of the chicken, boil it for at least 1 hour. As you can see, that this had not been boiled very long. It still contains some blood, but not as much as if it was not boiled prior to frying. So I recommend that you boil this chicken to minimize, you see that blood coming out? To minimize all blood from coming out of the chicken legs. Boil your chicken for 1 hour and turn it off and let it sit. And then drain the water off and season it with your flour. And season the chicken down and put your flour on it like you normally would. And then you should not have any blood coming out of the chicken. So 1 hour is what I recommend. You don't have to boil your chicken before you fry it. The ideal is to pull out as much blood out of the chicken leg as you can before frying it. and avoid over boiling the chicken, because you don't, if you want fried chicken, you don't want your chicken to boil to the point to where it's tender, because if that happens, then you won't be able to fry it. I mean, I'm not going to say that you won't be able to fry it, but if it gets too tender, you won't be able to fry it. You still can fry tender chicken, but if it's too tender to where it's falling off the bone, you won't be able to fry it then. Let's go ahead and flip the chicken over again. This has been cooking for about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to flip it again, because you see it has some blood here. So, you know, I didn't boil it long, as you can see. So you want to make sure, never ever take out chicken where you still see blood in it. You know, you got to make sure that it's not only golden brown, but make sure there's no blood. If there was even some pink red here, so you want to flip that over as well. The chicken is not done until it has no more blood in it, no more pink and stuff. So we're going to let this cook for about 8 to 10 more minutes. You can see the onions here. All of that's flavor right there. It doesn't have to be cut up that small. It can be big pieces. There's an onion there. All of that's going to make it taste better. It seasons the cooking oil. It provides the oil with more flavor. Sorry about that little glitch. The camera was still rolling. Go ahead and line the chicken or the pan up with some paper towels. You're ready to take the chicken out. There. Now, let's take a look at the chicken here. And we're going to flip this over again. You know, the thing is, when you don't have grade A chicken, believe me, the batter I put on here is going to be delicious. But you'll see how that, see how that piece came open there. It's not, all the pieces are not grade A. Some pieces are better grade than the other, if that makes any sense. Y'all, we've got to start supporting our local farmers. We know that they closed down Tyson and Tyson poultry plant in Arkansas. They closed down several of them, and maybe one of the what do you call it, pork plant as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire off on this. And I'm just going to flip this over to ensure that all the pieces are, you know, cooked thoroughly. And then I'm going to get ready to put her on the paper towel there to drain. And just before I take out the chicken, I did make some Alfredo noodles here. This is the Great Value brand. It is the exact same like quality as if you use the Knorr, spelled K-N-O-R-R brand, the Knorr Alfredo fettuccine pasta. I use the Great Value Alfredo pasta, and it's actually really good. See, enriched fettuccine and a creamy Alfredo sauce. So I did make this, and I also have some salad. To enhance the flavor, I added some grated Parmesan cheese inside of the pasta while it was cooking, or right after it finished cooking, before it thickened. that are on the pretty side. Let's see, what is this? Could be there we go. I got that off. Some smut or something. But anyways, you guys. Okay, I know you're thinking, I can make better looking chicken than that. But is it as tasty and flavorful as this? And of course, I can make a special batter and make it look all beautiful and things of that nature. But you guys, give this recipe a try and tell me what you think. I thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. And this is what I have left of the fettuccine Alfredo noodles. And these were creamy noodles. They are really, really tasty. This is what will be served with the fried chicken. With that note, I'm out.